Welcome to Market Like a Hotshot, episode 62.
62.
Fifth live broadcast here, and we are at Venture Café Cambridge for our fifth live broadcast. Man, we're moving up the ranks, James.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We started in Framingham at Framingham State, then we went to Capey's, then we went to a farmer's market, but now we're in the center of innovation of the world, Kendall Square, Cambridge.
Love
What
it.
do you think of that?
I'm excited. I love being here at Venture, and we have a special guest that
We do.
we're starting off with.
We're going to have a lot of special guests today.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, don't tell
anyone
anyone else in the room or out in the audience here. This is the most special guest here.
Yeah.
Tricia Bitetto, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm really happy to be here. What an incredible opportunity. Thank you so much for being part of Venture Café Cambridge. And it's great to work with your team. Reagan's doing a great job, and we're happy to have you. Yeah.
Happy. So tell us a lot. I mean, for the folks that don't live near Cambridge, because a lot of people do know about Venture Café, they're all over the world. Cambridge is like center of the universe, but tell us a little bit about Venture Café and how it helps the marketing and entrepreneur community.
Oh, sure. So we've been around for about, I think, a little bit over 17 years. We started in 2009 with our founder, Tim Rowe, going to MIT Sloan and looking to start a company and having a hard time finding leases for him and his buddies so they can become entrepreneurs. And so he started CIC, Cambridge Innovation Center, and then 10 years later started Venture Café Cambridge, which allows people to enter the space, enter the room. We have our flagship event, which is our Thursday gathering, which is where we are this evening. It's from 4:30 to 8. It's free. And it's industry agnostic. So we have marketing gurus, we have people who are doing podcasts like yourselves, people to practice talking about their brand, and they get to do it over and over again with an average of 450 people who are here tonight. Yeah. And so I like it because it's a fresh start every week. There's new people who attend. There's about 30% of all of our attendees are come here for the first time. And the way we do it at Venture Café is everyone gets a name tag with a number next to it, and the number indicates how many times you've attended. But it does not also include a title or a vertical or your company name. So it kind of democratizes the networking process. So you're able to create authentic conversations and introductions for folks, and it's a great time. I'm very lucky. So
yeah, very lucky to be here. I love when it says one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I feel like I'm at 90 right now. I think I checked today, and I like to just introduce myself and what brought you here.
19.
It's I've been running networking groups for 13 years, and there's nothing like this room. You got some of the smartest people around in this room, and I don't know about James. Every time we drive back home, it's like we feel fired up every single week.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'm part of a team of three. So Alex Chung is our director, and he works with Venture partnerships and sponsorships, and I execute on those partnerships and then curate content and work with hundreds of experts a year to make sure that their brand kind of fits our audience and really positions them in a way that they can grow and kind of continue what they're doing outside of Venture Café, and beyond. And then we also have Rachel, who's also on the team, who's helping with like logistics and signage and getting people where they need to go, our ambassadors and such.
So she helped
mighty team.
She helped us put our sign out over by the door there.
And she also brought us our kombucha.
She actually brought us 3 kombuchas.
Wow.
Yeah. Rachel is such a.
She's awesome.
All of you, Alex, yourself. Rachel.
Alex works very hard. He's been with the company for like 11 years. So He's helped open other sites abroad. He's worked with the MIT's The Engine. He's worked in like the actual co-working spaces at the CIC, and now he's flying with
He's flying with him?
Well, he's just flying in general. I mean, that's funny, yeah. But he's a great asset to the organization too. So
what's ahead of Venture Café? I mean, I know we're in the summer right now. Students are coming back. Boston, one of the largest college towns in America, Boston, Cambridge. What's next for Venture Café?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that are coming up. I mean, we have RoboSource. We're working with the University of Tsukuba in Japan. We have a number of really great partners we're working with, like Chile Mass is coming, where they're going to be doing some pitch events with Chilean music in between.
I like that. They're doing Chilean food.
I don't know.
I love Chilean food.
And yeah, so we have. I mean, check the website. The cool thing is like it's industry agnostic, so I try and bring, and the team tries to bring a number of different types of sectors into one evening. So you're going to be able to meet people you normally wouldn't be maybe in a sector specific event. Those are also helpful, in their own right. And so yeah, I mean, every year we've been doing the global gathering, which is based in Tokyo for the last 2 years, where we bring all the venture cafes around the world. We do a pitch event where each site, kind of the community of each site selects a founder to represent their site to bring over to Tokyo, in which case they all compete against each other for like a global champion.
Wow.
Entrepreneur. So it's cool. Like there's a lot of growth. We're in a number of different markets. We just opened 3 in the UK last year, in Manchester, Edinburgh, and London. So we're just, we're chugging along. We're, helping people connect. I mean, I'm a 2-time founder myself, and Venture Cafe is very helpful. I mean, you're rejected by, your pitches don't go as well as you want. So like, if things are more expensive than you thought, there's extra steps. It just takes more time. And then kind of to be able to come to Thursday gathering here and meet your peers who are like, oh, I get it. It's super cool. So. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that's why you see me. You see my face almost every Thursday,
I'm
right?
so happy to see you. Yeah, both of you. We're very lucky to have you part of the community, and you're really a beacon for so many marketers in the ecosystem. So thank you for being like the leaders that you are, having integrity, and you're just so kind to people and reaching out and encouraging folks. Like it's really fantastic.
I think that's why we started the podcast, right? Build that community up.
Yeah.
And this is technically our 3rd podcast here, right?
Yeah, because we had Carrie was our first
Carrie Hayes. And then we had Bob Cargill. You'll be seeing that one soon. And now we're kicking our 5th live broadcast off with Tricia.
Yeah, where we let our community come and be part of the show, which we love. And being able to do it here is really special because, over the last year, Jeff's been coming to this a lot longer than I have. I think October was my first time coming.
Yeah.
And
he's no longer a virgin. He's officially Venture Cafe savvy here.
Yeah, and it's great. Like the same people that we get to see over and over again. It builds community, getting to know you, getting to know Alec, getting to know Rachel, getting to know the rest of the team. So it's been just a great adventure, a very positive experience.
Thank you. Well, thanks so much for having me on the podcast.
Yes.
You have a great line. We're
here in the studio here. We're actually, we would be outside in the midst of the people, but, for soundproofing purposes, we're here in the beautiful Sonata Room with Kendall Square right behind us here in Cambridge. But Tricia, it was great chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Take care, Tricia. And I think Reagan's going to bring in our next guest.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, it's good. We got the line out the door here, Mr. James.
All right.
Who's our next guest? This guy right here, Mr. Look at this. Come right here, Mr. Berman.
Where am I from?
You're coming right here. Come sit down next to us.
So speaking of community and coming here, one of our favorite people for you and I to go watch.
Yeah.
When he speaks is
I almost come here every Thursday gathering that you're speaking.
Thank you.
I'm putting you on the spot, Jeff.
I'm flattered.
So Jeff Berman, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're definitely a marketing extraordinaire. You've written to talk about your book a little bit and tell us the crowd. You're actually on live feed too, if you could see here.
Live on YouTube.
This is a real deal here.
Okay, excellent. I love real deals are always the best kind.
Yes.
Between all the kinds of deals, the real ones are always the best.
I love it. Love it. Well, we got a book here, James. What do you think?
That's the book.
So right here, let's see.
How not to fail.
How not to fail. I love that because people are afraid of failing.
Well, it's hard. The statistics are somewhere between, depending on who you ask, 90 and 97% of founders of startups. Thank you so much.
He's a wine drinker. I love it.
Somewhere on the order. So a best case scenario, something like 7% of startups are still in business 5 years after they get started.
Okay.
93% of them are failed. And the reason why is always the same thing. When people are asked, what happened? Why weren't you able to do it? They always say something like, we weren't able to get product market fit, or we didn't get enough market traction. It comes down to, and especially this is true around Boston and Cambridge, people can generally build what they set out to build, but they don't know how to get people to pay attention to what they have there. And too often, what was happening that I kept seeing was founders would do something, they would create their thing, they'd put all their energy, all this time, and often a lot of their money, sometimes all of it, into building their creation. And just at the point they're exhausted, they bring it out into the world and they offer it and they're giving it, and nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. And they don't know, most of the time, people don't know, how do you get somebody to pay attention to your creation?
That's one thing that I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I remember a couple weeks ago you were just talking about going where your customers are. Yeah. Right. Yeah. There's social platforms, there's places. How expand on that a little bit?
Well, in the beginning, when you're first bringing your thing to the world, you shouldn't have to travel very far. I mean, whether it's online or in person, your first users are people who are like you, the people who had the same problem you had when you started to build. The thing that a lot of founders fail to remember is that when you create, it changes you. You become a different person in the act of creating it. And we all know, we talk to people all the time who have built something, and in the act of building, it becomes part of their identity. And they're kind of breathing through it, and they can't wait to tell you all about it. And everybody wants to talk about how their thing works, right? Let me show you how this works. And we end up like kids at a science fair.
Yes,
I know. And you're standing in front of your booth waiting for somebody to come up.
Yeah.
Instead, what we have to do, and it's not that hard, it's a mental frame. Get back to what you were thinking when you first started. Why are you doing this? There's a reason why every creator, every founder started to build. If you can just remember what that felt like, and then just find the people who think now what you were thinking when you started to build, and they're right there. And when you find them, and we were just talking about this a few minutes ago, when you find those people, they're so grateful because they've been looking for this. Now, they're not crazy enough to go out and build it the way the founders are, but they see it and they recognize it because they have a picture in their head that looks like what you just built. And you show it to them and they go, oh, thank you. I was relieved. Yeah, exactly, right? I was hoping somebody would do this. Yeah. And that's how you get your first users. And a lot of times, the founders I've worked with and continue to work with, they know their first users before they build. They're waiting for it.
Right.
Depending on what it is. I mean, depending on how involved it is. And, I've worked with things on so many different categories. So, impulse purchases, small things, could be anything. That's easier because people can just say, oh, that's interesting. They'll pick it up. It's the more involved purchases, the, digital creations, things that are subscription-based or whatever. I mean, it goes from, you probably know the people who are your first users. Just get it to them. You get it to them. They love it. Or maybe they don't. Yeah. Hopefully they love it. They find something about it. They find something of value. They'll tell you. You can find out what's working for you. What would you change? And make your product be the answer to their need. And then they will share it. And that's the path. It always builds from the center out.
It does. Yeah. It's great,
and that feedback, the feedback I think is super critical, for being successful when you're getting out the gate, because a lot of times we have ideas in our head, right? Yeah. And then you put it out. So I'm sure you've worked with a lot of founders that some have gotten really good good feedback, and others have been like, oh wow, and maybe not what they're expecting, but they take it in a different direction, right?
Well, this is what's fascinating about it is you don't actually know what you're creating until it gets out into the world.
Right.
if you can solve your own problem, if you've got a problem and you're building to solve that problem, then you just have to find people who have that problem, and then you have a point of comparison. Ideally, what you're finding in the beginning are the people, and this is hard to accept it, you want the people who are in pain. And Daniel Kahneman talks about this in Thinking Fast and Slow. This has been proven empirically. The people who are in pain, if you can alleviate their pain, that's 2 to 3 times more motivating than just somebody who a nice to have, something that's going to make your life a little better. If you find somebody who's suffering, who has a real problem that's keeping them awake, and you can fix that for them, that's
a great, it's a great question. What makes you not sleep at night?
That's
a really
good question.
Because sometimes, folks that have problems fall asleep. They're probably because their brain's going 100 miles an hour because of some pain. Right. So that's if you are a salesperson out there, or you're in marketing, that's probably a great first question almost. What do you think?
I mean, the best driver is what led you to start building in the first place. In choosing who, when I decide who I'm going to work with, and I'm in a very lucky spot where we're surrounded by so many great builders, so many great founders.
Especially here in Cambridge.
It's the best.
This
is the best. I love it here. It's
so
great.
I actually sleep over there now. I sleep
Jeff would if he could.
This is definitely my home base here in the Boston area, without a doubt.
This is a special building, and the Cambridge community is the best. But get back to, why are you building to begin with? There's a break. There are some people who are building because they see a market opportunity and they see something over there and they say, I'm going to fill that space. That's fine. That's great. A better predictor of success that I've found is somebody who feels compelled to do it. They can't not do it. They feel drawn to it. It's the thing they do while they should be doing other things. That's a beautiful marker of success. If you're building because you just feel called to it, like it's your purpose, that's the best marker. And that's the beautiful thing here, is there are so many people like that, where they're building out of love because they see something there. I can make this better. And that feeling like I can come up with a better way to do it. That's a wonderful predictor of success.
So take note of that out there, Hotshot Nation. What this gentleman's saying right here.
That's an excellent point, is that, running towards something that you're passionate about, where you can't stop thinking about it. Right? And it makes the work a lot easier. On the flip side, since your book is called How Not to Fail. For people like me that have I joke I have a phobia of failure, which makes me work harder because I'm like, I don't want to, So I think it's like two sides it's like the two different sides of a coin, right? Could you speak a little to that? How that helps founders?
The fear of failure? So, if I had to do it again, I think I might give this book a slightly different title, because it's not on the path to making it work. You're going to fail. Things are going to go wrong. I have never, ever seen a straight line. Success is always, ideally, you have a vision. And we talk about this sometimes, that, when I worked in big advertising agencies, so my background is, I studied physics. I was going to be a physicist. And then I found out what physicists actually do. Not so much.
Love it.
So I spent a number of years, 12, depending on how you count, between 12 and 15 years in big advertising agencies. And there was an exercise we did called Mission, Vision, Values. And what it usually ended up being was a binder that we would have a big presentation. Everybody would say, thank you very much. The binder would get put on a shelf. We'd go out to dinner, and that was the end of it. From a founder perspective, there is an actual useful exercise. If you start with, instead of going mission, vision, values, your values are what you believe, that this is true. and you would believe it whether or not you were building anything or not. You
Right.
have some core beliefs. Your vision is, how is the world changed because of what we do? So every successful founder sees an end state where I'm going to do this, I'm going to create this, I'm going to get it to people. And because of this, the world's going to be better because of what we build here. If you have a clear vision and you can communicate that, and it's funny, it's always visual language we use. We say things like, see what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we're always, just picture it, right? When we say that, we get people to see the vision. Now, the line doesn't have to be straight. You're going to get knocked off course. There are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be pitfalls. It's okay, because we're moving toward this vision of how it's going to be better. And when we do that and we move consistently in that direction, everybody can move in the same way. And it's a wonderful, as a frame for how we go about it. Instead of fearing failure, we recognize there are going to be problems, but we're consistently moving in this direction because we know there is a better answer here. And, you know, this is, in my experience, not just my own personal, but the people I get to work with, this is the most joyful thing, other than having kids. Moving toward having a vision of how we can make the world better and then making that happen and moving toward that, it's the best.
Take that, Hotshot Nation, right there.
I love that.
Love that.
It's
So
like
it's
creating stuff.
so it's so you're taking a little break here. Are you coming back to Venture this fall or the new series?
Yeah, what I'd like to do is something that's a little more interactive, because for the last 10 sessions we've done here, I get up and talk. Right? And I talk for an hour, and that's great. I'm happy to talk. But there are always so many good questions, and I often don't hear about them until the end. And it's personal, and I love working with the founders one-to-one. What I'm thinking we'll do now is, in the fall, I'd like to run some sessions where we set up like a round table.
Yeah, we have to change the Havana room up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We're doing it in Santo Domingo. Tables in there.
We'll have to figure out how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have the world is changing so fast right now. I mean, the thing we talked about tonight, we were just talking about measurement and what numbers do we look at and what should we ignore? And as we look at this now, you know, I gave a similar talk a year ago on almost the same subject, and it's a completely different topic, because Google is going through these wild changes.
Sure.
AI is changing everything about the way people behave and how we decide. And it makes what we do as founders a little bit different, because what AI is doing in some ways is humanizing these interactions in a way they were not before. We're able to have more intimate conversations. And so the great irony, it's looking like the effect of AI in bringing something to market, just in terms of findability and how likely your users are to find you, the more specific you can be about what you're doing and why you're doing that and for whom, the more likely you are to surface when the right people go looking for it. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, anything that's going to make the connection between the creator and the people we are building for easier, that's a good thing.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, Jeff.
We'll see you. It's always great to see you.
We'll see you after Labor Day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And enjoy the summer. And it's always good to see you guys.
Yeah. And don't forget, everyone, this is how people reach you, right?
Yep.
How not to fail. Jeff Berman, Berman.
That's right.
You're on Amazon.
You're on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. There's also hownottofail.io.
Hownottofail.io. Write that down.
That's for the
Put that down on the feed there.
Yeah, we've got the YouTube live feed going tonight, which is kind of fun.
So appreciate your time.
It's good to see you.
We'll see you all soon. See you soon.
Thanks so much, Jeff. It was great having you.
Thank you.
All right, what's going on out there?
Reagan is rounding up our next guest. Oh, there she is, right?
Yes, smart.
Is that who I think it is?
Who's that? What do we got here tonight?
No, I thought for a second that was Riyadh out with her.
Riyadh? He maybe make the road trip from Framingham. What do you think?
I don't know.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks so much,
Appreciate
Jeff.
it.
That was great.
That was amazing.
You know, I always think about the first couple sessions we saw with Jeff earlier in the year. And all right, I'm going to wave Igor. And
Igor's
going to be our next.
Now we're going to be talking a lot with the community here.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been personally coming to Venture Cafe 3.5, 4 years, and this guy right here that's walking in. Oh, we got two people.
Yeah, I just recruited him
Nice.
off of the streets of Venture Cafe.
The streets of
Cool.
Venture
Well,
Cafe.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
And, he so nicely said yes.
Cool.
Sure.
So Igor, why don't we start with you?
We'll start with
Come
you.
on.
We'll start real quick. So,
Because I gave you a shout out from the when we had Carrie here.
yeah.
Because Igor, I like Igor because he says you're a little tough on me.
You know, you have to see. All right, so we just did an episode with Bob Cargill. We just recorded it.
Is it okay to do it with two people?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's
we only have 3 seats, but he can come after.
Yep, you have to stand on the patio behind us.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually kind of fun.
I don't even know how you get out there.
If
I know,
I'm
right?
still live, then he can use the seat.
Well, we don't have the mics for it, so
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm fine to wait my turn.
Yeah, no, we'll do good. So quickly. So we have this snippet video for a minute. We're on the bike path. We ran to Bob Cargill, and I'm pushing him. I'm like, dude, you got to work out. He's a lot of breath trying to run. We thought of you, right?
Yeah.
So Igor.
Well, that would be me.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's me.
In reality, though, I have to say, 2026 is the first time in a long time that I was able to run on the treadmill. So
That's it. Yeah.
I'm starting. You have inspired me, Mr.
Baby steps.
Dissociate.
Baby steps.
You're inspiring me too. I gotta get
So
around
tell
to
me, like, I know you work in corporate. You started your own business.
Yeah.
Now, you know, our podcast is about marketing, but it's also about entrepreneurship. How did you make that switch? And how did you get the community to support you here, especially at Venture Cafe?
Well, it was quite hard to make the switch, to be honest with you. I was at Facebook at the time.
You're the mighty Meta
Yeah,
Facebook,
I
huh?
was at mighty Facebook. And I would say, like, I started talking to people like, you know, family, friends, and they didn't exactly understand why I wanted to leave. You know, a lot of people are like, well, you're working at Facebook, like, you know, you're living the dream.
Right.
And I'm grateful for the opportunity to work there, but, you know, like sometimes you want to make a switch, and sometimes you don't have the support of people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you tell people, they kind of are like, well, why would you ever want to do that? So I would say it was quite a lonely road. But I was able to work with a coach. I was able to come up with a plan of like.
Hold that thought. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're doing that switch. Coach and a plan is essential.
Yeah, like
right?
you need a plan.
You need,
I mean, you could. A lot of people suggest that you can, you know, keep a job and then you can do something in parallel, and that's kind of the conventional advice, and it works a lot of the time. But what happens, for example, when the job is draining you or you don't actually have the energy to build the thing that you want on the side? Sometimes, you know, you kind of just have to take the leap and then do the thing on your own without that stable income. Hopefully you have savings, but it's challenging either way.
And the other thing, like along those lines too, is that the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes, because you know, you're leaving a $50,000 job is a heck of a lot easier than leaving $100,000 job, and leaving $100,000 job is a heck of a lot easier than leaving a $200,000 job, because there's that running joke, right? Entrepreneurship is working twice as many hours for half the money.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know sometimes too, for some people it is. They can just like rip they just like, I'm going to quit, start my next day. Other people, it's worked for them where they give themselves a year or 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's also helpful too. Like if you have some savings, give yourself kind of like a deadline and say, hey, I'm going to give this like 6 months, right? And hopefully you have that runway. And then after 6 months, you reevaluate. And if you have some momentum, if things are going well, if you have customers, if you're making money, then kind of continue down that path. But if after 6 months, like you've essentially gotten nowhere and you have to be honest with yourself, then maybe it's time to reevaluate whether kind of entrepreneurship, you know, is the best fit for you. And, you know, there's no judgment there, right? Like if you try something and it doesn't work out, then all right, like you tried it, and you can always go back to corporate, or maybe at a later time if you want to go back into entrepreneurship. Like that's fine too.
Entrepreneurship and corporate have two separate sets of skills. Could you speak a little bit to
Since you've
that?
been on both sides.
Well, it's kind of interesting because at Meta, it was a little bit different. I would say in order to be successful there, you have to be very entrepreneurial.
Right.
One of the things that I think distinguishes Meta from other types of corporate companies is that they give you a lot of autonomy and freedom. And it's not just like, oh, your manager's telling you what to do. Like I went in there and I think I probably interviewed maybe like, I don't know, 20 or, a lot of people. And I had to figure out what was the most impactful business problem to solve. And then I said to my manager, hey, this is the common thread that I'm seeing. Like, these are the projects that I think this is the project that I want to work on. So actually, I had to be very entrepreneurial within Meta. And I really, really like that. No one told me what to do. I had to be creative. I had to create the project and get it done. But I think to answer your question, on the entrepreneur side, like there's no structure for you, right? Like when
That's the key.
one of the things that I've actually really appreciated about corporate since kind of going out on my own is that corporate provides structure. You have a team, you have a role, you have kind of responsibilities. And that's something that we kind of take for granted. And when you become an entrepreneur, on day one, there's no structure. You have to deal with like LLC, like all the legal stuff.
You know that.
Yeah, you don't want to get me started on that.
Oh boy, here we go.
You need to like, form a team. You need to figure out your offerings. Like you have to create that structure yourself. And doing that is overwhelming, time consuming, exhausting. I remember like 6 or 7 months after I started, I was like, man, I left because I really wanted to pursue the things that I was passionate about. Yet I was like trying to figure out how to send invoices, and I was doing.
We were talking, and
invoicing.
We were talking about I have to send people to collections, which I'm not afraid to say that on the air because you know what, people deserve it. So pay your bills.
Yeah.
So one last question before we go. So we're in a big community out there. Look at our fans out there. How you doing?
I know. Look at everyone.
They're all. So it's like, how does the community help you kind of make that transition from employee to entrepreneur?
Well, I think one of the great things about Boston is there's like there's a big startup community. I will give a shout out to Venture Café, also Startup Boston.
Stephanie Ruler.
Stephanie Ruler.
Stephanie, shout out.
Yeah.
We know
the conference, which is happening soon. I mean, I've attended I was a speaker, at some point in the past, and I've been an attendee for the last 3 years, and there's so many events and panels and people that you can talk to, and you get all sorts of advice like how to raise funding. I mean, I haven't tried to do that, or how to deal with legal stuff, or how to find product market fit. So the resources are there. Like there's events, there's people, and I would say just like the ecosystem in Boston makes it easy to kind of get into it if you want.
Yeah, so startupboston.org is the website. I think it's like September 14th to the 18th.
Yes.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. Are you gonna be there?
We're actually gonna believe it or not, I think our next live broadcast
will probably
is gonna
be
there.
Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just hope it's not on the day.
They have a podcast stage there.
Yeah.
We're excited to be there for
market
that.
like a hot shot at Startup Boston. But thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate you coming by.
Yes, thank you.
And thanks for telling Jeff that he's too mean to me.
Yeah, you can see
but maybe it's effective. I don't know.
Yeah, look, he's losing weight.
I am.
Yeah, he's losing weight.
I actually lost 5 pounds since the last time we did a live.
Yeah, Jeff, I need you can shame me as well.
No problem.
So I think we're getting at time, so we only have time for one more guest.
Right.
So Igor, can you just let Reagan know? Unfortunately. So come on, have a seat.
You can do a quick intro in between here while we get somebody. So we got.
So Johnny.
Johnny.
Yes.
My name is Johnny. Jonathan, whatever you prefer to call me. So to speak on what you were just talking about, I moved here about a year and a half ago, and without changing my diet, I lost about 30 pounds in
There
that
you go.
time.
So tell him
Just
what you
from
did.
walking so much.
Was it exercise?
Yeah, just walking. I mean,
Love
this is a
it.
very walkable city.
Yeah.
I've walked about 1,200 miles since I've lived here. So a year
Nice.
and a half,
Do you have
about
one of these
1,200 miles.
babies? You're like tracking
I
everything.
had one, but my phone tracks
So
it
it's your phone,
pretty
right?
accurately now.
I know.
so-
Look at Jeff always has like 4,000 steps more than I
I'm
do.
only at 9,000 today, so we're gonna take a walk along the Charles later. So where do you come from?
I moved here from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
Nashville. I went to Nashville. I used to have a team down there that worked for me, so I used to go. I used to stay in the West End a lot. They have a Greek building.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I can't see. What is it called? Let's see. We can't even say it. That's so funny. Panatown or whatever it's called. So hey, what's up?
Just say, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I used to live in the eastern part of the
East part,
city.
where the football stadium was, right?
I was a bit away from the football stadium, but I drove past it pretty often, yeah.
Yeah. So how was the transition from Nashville to Boston?
Honestly, mostly great. The very, very few pieces of roadblocks, friction. Honestly, the biggest friction is just cost.
Cost. Yeah.
Culturally, granted, I already felt a little bit of an odd one out in Nashville. I've always dealt more directly. Bostonians are a lot more direct with their communication. They don't have a lot of flowery language to things. They're to the point. And so I felt a little bit out of place in Nashville at times when I would just give my criticisms directly as opposed to spending a minute just praising everything that they've done and then bringing up the criticism.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have said, it's a little harsh at times. And I'm like, okay, I've not had that criticism a single time here.
So that's
people
it.
just
That's
expect it.
that's where we're actually a lot nicer here in Boston than people perceive us.
It's a different type of niceness.
It's a different nice. It's a longevity nice.
I've only run into like two people I would call jerks since moving here, but so many people.
That's
back home are like-
interesting. That's actually, we
But
usually
like
hear
back
the
home,
opposite.
everybody's like, "Oh, aren't you like full of jerks up there?" And I'm like, "Not really."
There's a lot of people here. Most of them are nice. It's just because there's a lot of people. There's a lot more jerks.
Yeah,
everybody talks about the one crazy person who's like cussing everybody out on the train and everything. Like that's the one that they remember.
So
they
we
don't
have
remember all the kind people.
So we've got Tricia out there announcing that the sessions are wrapping up. So we've got time for one more question, Mr. DeSocio. What do you have for our buddy Johnny?
So we're talking about innovation. What are you building? What are you building here as an innovator?
That's a great question. I originally worked in the software industry for about 12 years at this point.
Nice.
Last year, I got out of the industry. And ever since then, I spent a while doing one thing, another thing, just a lack of direction, as I'm sure you hear from a lot of people. Recently, I got invited by my thesis advisor from my bachelor's degree to come back and help him run the national debate tournament.
Nice.
And I just expected that to be like, oh, it's kind of fun. I mean, I've been in the debate realm for 8-9 years at this point. And as I was there, I just noticed from when I was talking to people that, hey, people really appreciate my advice. They appreciate the fact that I have insight into things. Just all the things they appreciated about me made me realize, hey, maybe I'm trying to sell the wrong aspect of my skill set. So the first week that I got back here, I went to Venture Café as I normally do. I talked to a few different vice presidents, just leadership from various companies.
Yep.
And I was asking them questions that to me were kind of basic. I don't want to say they were basic, but nothing that I had never heard before, the kind of thing that I've done for years. And they were just so enthralled by the fact that somebody was thinking about these things that they just don't consciously keep at the front of their mind. It's not the type of things they really thought about. And so as I was having these conversations, they were asking me to connect on LinkedIn. They were saying, hey, I got a friend that would really value what you're talking about. And I was like, if this is what I need to focus on, maybe I should start doing that. So ever since then, I've been moving a little bit away from the tech side. I still build things. I still build things for hobby. I built a couple things to help maintain my website.
Yeah.
But largely speaking, I've been moving away from tech and more into human-centric things.
It's me. We're actually same thing. We were both actually former IT executives, turned marketers, now podcasters. And all that, and it's just
being agile, trying to learn new stuff. It's whatever.
So thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah, John,
appreciate it.
Just
innovation.
Quick anecdote that I can add to that.
Sure.
My first 2 clients were both people who initially reached out to me about tech. One was like asking me database related questions. The other was asking me just essentially to review something that they were building that didn't really exist in the market yet.
Yeah.
And both of those engagements quickly turned into go-to-market, brand management, just the more communication side, like what claims to make people want to click on the join now button. I was like, it was amazing how naturally I went from the technical side to the human-centric side, the communication side.
Yeah, nice.
So-
Love it. Love it.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, it's good seeing you.
Yeah, thanks so
Nice
much,
to
Johnny,
see
for
you.
coming.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Get yourself some
Thank you.
kombucha before the bar closes.
Oh, yeah.
I know the bar's closing in about 10 minutes.
Oh,
and
you'd
then,
be quick.
if you want to, if you could, I think Reagan's out there.
Reagan's out there. We
Let's
can
send her
that
back in. Well, actually, I think we have to shut down. I think Johnny was our last guest. Did we have someone else that we were?
Probably Chuck. We have somebody else. Chuck. Or Tim Rose.
Yeah. I don't think Tim's out there. So let's get Reagan back in here and see if we have anybody else. But I mean, like Jeff, oh my goodness. So
Wow.
Between Tricia, Jeff Berman, Igor, Johnny, I mean,
That was a
You know,
like,
like,
rock star cast right there.
it's funny. It's like after when Tricia came in, so
I will see you soon.
Chuck,
Chuck,
Olson,
come
over
say
here,
hi.
sit
We'll
real
just-
quick.
Oh, you're
yeah,
still
Reagan.
on
So
here?
we
You're
don't
still
have
on?
any
Still
time
alive,
for you.
right?
Yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
come on in. We're gonna do a quick wrap up. But we've got Chuck. You know,
Chuck,
let's
over
just
here.
say a quick hi.
I was heading out, but
Yeah.
you have lured me.
Am I stopping you from going to get your barbecue?
You're
No,
here
no,
for
it would be sushi.
Reagan. If you want to just wait in here, we're gonna wrap up right now.
Oh, okay.
Did you find it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. So
no
we'll
worries.
just we'll
Okay,
get it
can I
real.
wrap
We'll
up the
close-
conversation?
We're gonna close it out with Chuck. So Chuck, storyteller. All right, what a story today's podcast has been.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we had Jeff.
What have you
Berman.
been talking about today?
So we had Tricia. She introduced the Venture Cafe. We had
Right.
Jeff Berman, basically marketing extraordinaire, about going where your customers are,
Yeah.
and then telling your story. Right. Then we had Igor. He did the corporate to entrepreneur switch, which a lot of people in this room do. Now you're the storyteller extraordinaire.
Storyteller is one thing. I would prefer, I tell stories, but I prefer in this community to be a story catalyst. My goal here is to help people figure out how to tell their story to the rest of the world. And sometimes and we've talked about this before, sometimes we're so close to what it is that we do that we really can't put ourselves into the head of the people we're trying to reach. And that's really what you need to do. The story, and we talk about the story. Entrepreneurs have a story. The story is not about the entrepreneur. The story is about the person the entrepreneur wants to meet.
That's almost what Jeff Berman was talking about.
Well, Jeff,
right?
I've known Jeff for a while.
Yeah.
Jeff and I have probably a fair amount in common when it comes to how do you reach people and how do you move them to action. The issue is not, can I blurt out and tell you everything about me? That's about me. What it needs is, what's your story? What's your challenge? What are opportunities that you need, and am I aligned to be able to help you?
Exactly.
Too many people start out with the idea we do this. Well,
Yeah.
So what?
Who cares? Right?
What it's about is, let's talk about what you need, what you're paying, where is an opportunity. And once we establish that, it's got to be about them first. And once you establish that, you can say, I have something to fix that, or I have something to improve that.
Exactly.
That's
Love
what
it.
I think. That's what it's really all about. So you guys are doing a great job with. How many of these podcasts have you had?
This is
This is
62. 62. We're getting there, man.
And you're doing what every
week.
Every week we've been publishing one. It's every Monday.
Yeah.
This one's actually live on YouTube.
We're on
Live.
YouTube.
So
Hey, say hi to YouTube over
Yeah.
there. Chuck, you're live.
And what happens is every time you frame this, you make me look even shorter than I am.
well, actually,
That's Jeff's
we had a
I'm in the chair. I'm in the
we
chair.
had to swap seats. So
He has a
to
bigger
even us
torso
out.
than I do. You're taller.
I'm 6 feet. So
I'm 5'7", so
And I
we
need
got
a
a-
big chair.
yeah, I know. So it's great
Folks,
seeing
that
you. Great seeing you, man.
Anyway,
I know you
always
want to
good.
eat sushi there.
Yeah, well, it's Venture Cafe is my Thursday. You know, it's really great to help this community. I'm doing a lot. I'm still doing some office hours now, so I'm starting to meet with people one-on-one. But it's just a great event. I'll be speaking here in a couple of weeks, and it's just a great way to, help the community. I think this is a very, very good networking opportunity. So I'm here most Thursdays, but my evening ends by going next door. There's a grocery store that has a marginally acceptable sushi.
Marginally exceptional sushi.
But it's acceptable enough for you to go.
So it's acceptable. Well, let's put it this way. It is the most accessible sushi. So that's where I'm going. Good to see you as always.
Chuck, as always, it's a pleasure.
And you hiding behind there, you're always good to see you as well.
Can we share your announcement, or would it be inappropriate?
No, you can. So
come on over here. Let's get in front of the camera.
Reagan, our executive producer,
has some huge news that she wants to share.
She got some big news.
This is how we're going to end our live show.
So when this gets published, it will be 2 Sundays ago, but my boyfriend just proposed.
Yeah.
After
you said yes, right?
And I said yes.
She didn't even ask that question. She said she got proposed to.
I know. I don't even know. I would never say it. I say something different, but yeah. After we jumped out of a plane, this is his first time. My 3rd time.
You've jumped out of a plane?
Yes, so that was like.
Don't take this the wrong way. What's wrong with you?
Yes. I would never do that.
It's generational. My dad, I got it from my dad, whatever it is that's wrong with me.
Before I leave, I would say I would jump out of a plane, but it would have to be on the ground.
10 feet.
We'll leave it at that, but Reagan.
All right.
Congratulations.
This is good. Congratulations,
Reagan.
Great way to end our 5th live broadcast. And Jeff, any final words to the Hotshots out there?
Live from Venture Cafe, Cambridge. As you can see, the community here.
And you can hear.
You can hear them all out there. We're here in the studio, here in the Sonata Room. But today was all about innovation like a hotshot. Innovation, building community like a hotshot. We don't have time to speak to everyone here, but man, I think we're gonna be back.
We got to do it again.
Yes, because we had a couple people on the queue. I think we're very interested.
They're interested, so we'll be back here. So definitely like us, follow us, comment, repost, leave a comment, and check out marketlikeahotshot.com. We got a lot of great stuff coming up.
Right.
We also had this on YouTube. We're all across the world. So Hotshot Nation, we'll see you all soon, right, James?
Take care.
And James is going to go running now.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a run.